These are the Prirazlonmoe and the Prirazlomnaya, an oil field and an oil platform by the same name in the Pechora Sea. This is the Arctic Shelf's first ever oil extraction project. In April 2014, the first oil was offloaded from the Prirazlomnaya field. Throughout this time, there has been ongoing debate around how ecologically friendly and safe the project is. So why don't we address this question now? The platform stands directly on the seabed. What ensures that the construction is stable and resistant? This is ensured primarily by the base, the caisson. The walls of the caisson are 3 meters high. On the inside and outside, a special steel cladding makes these strong and resistant to the harsh marine environment, and the steel surrounds an inner wall of concrete. There is also another aspect of the caisson worth mentioning. The caisson's tanks are constantly full. They are never allowed to become empty, and this gives the caisson additional gravitational weight, holding the platform to its position on the bed. The base is also covered in berm, chips, and boulders. This prevents any undercurrent from undermining the caisson. Every year, a specialized vessel scans the rocky reef with the help of an echo sounder. After that, divers visit the berm, and these trips have resulted in the production of detailed map and videos of the berm which specialists are able to study. On this basis, we make decisions on the berm's general upkeep, whether the berm will remain in good condition for another year, or whether repairs are required. Apart from examining the berm, divers also look at the caisson's water intake. They clean the caisson's safety devices. It is important to note that these devices have several functions. They prevent water abstraction points from clogging and, more importantly, scare away shoals of fish. How do they do this? The solution was inspired by nature itself. This is how whales hunt fish. The whales swim around the shoal and blow out air to form a kind of wall of bubbles. The bubbles and the light reflecting through the bubbles scare the fish, which swim in the other direction. Our fish protection devices are designed with the same principle. One creature that the company is wary of is the walrus, the king of the local seas. These animals favor the islands neighboring the Prirazlomnaya platform and are usually seen swimming in the area. The presence of these walruses that swim around the platform gives us confidence that the platform is not interfering with their comfort or natural way of life. The walruses have not moved on from their habitat since the platform's arrival. Numbers are strong as ever, and studies and ongoing observation show that they maintain their traditional migration routes. The platform operates on a zero-discharge principle. In other words, nothing from the platform is disposed of in the sea. All domestic, household, and drilling waste are packed into special containers and moved out to the mainland by the backup vessels and tankers. A so-called disposal well is also used, and its functioning is unaffected by harsher weather conditions or other external factors. Waste is injected into an isolated reservoir, and in this way, neither the adjusted reservoirs nor the environment are polluted. The caisson also serves as an oil storage tank. It is divided into 16 reservoirs, tanks, 12 of which are used for oil. As an additional safety measure, the wet process is used to store the oil with water in the tanks. There is no risk of explosion in the tanks. That is because the tanks are filled with fully processed or commercial oil. As a consequence, there are practically no sources of gas, and therefore no gas is present in the tanks. 2 tankers export oil from the Prirazlomnaya platform, Kirill Lavrov and Mikhail Ulyanov. Each has a 70-ton deadweight capacity. Offloading is a very complicated process, especially in severe Arctic conditions. The price of a failure is extremely high, and operators must be constantly honing their skill at the process. That's what they do ashore on this simulator. But not just anyone can undertake the training. Specialist engineers from the celebrated Krylov's Center say that 120 years of experience have been put into this simulator at the Science Institute. Here, it is possible to train for all possible emergencies, to learn about the different operations and how to perform them safely at the platform when there are a few icebreakers, tankers, etc. This is when many vessels carrying out difficult operations in harsh ice conditions are concentrated in one small area at the same time. Only in this training center can all these situations be simulated. Along with the tankers, the platform has two offloading systems. In professional jargon, these are called complex direct offloading systems, coupon. One of these systems is situated on the southeast side of the platform, the other on the northwest. But the tankers are not designed for simultaneous loading. The two-system method has a different purpose. Loading from the platform takes around 7 to 8 hours. If the current or the wind changes during mooring or offloading, this will cause undocking, loss of hose connection, and oil transfer to the opposite side. Mooring takes place first, and then hose connection. The distance between the platform and the tanker remains no less than 80 meters. The tanker does not need to come closer, as the offloading system will reach the vessel and pull the loading hose itself. As previously mentioned, this process takes around 8 hours. The tanker is equipped with a dynamic positioning system, which enables the vessel to maintain a stable position at a given point. The distance maintained between the tanker and the direct offloading device makes it possible for the jib to turn towards the tanker and hold its position directly opposite. Successfully completing the offloading requires around 30 conditions are maintained at once. If only one of these fails, then the offloading system automatically shuts down. It takes only 7 seconds to stop the process. Although oil spill risks are minimized, specialists are always on hand to observe the process and step in if there are any issues. They have the skills to deal with any problems that might arise. Watch is kept around the clock in case of an emergency. 22 people make up the emergency rescue team. 7 of these are aboard the rescue vessel, which observes the platform from close by. The remaining 15 are stationed in the village of Varande. They are called the shore party. All necessary emergency equipment is kept in stock on site. But the priority remains in eliminating an oil spill as early as possible at sea. This is what an oil spill response looks like from the shore and waters near the coast. These are only training maneuvers. The safety standards at the oil field are so secure that these skills and equipment will never be used. The Prirazlonmoe project has opened a new page in Arctic development. It has set a standard for ecological and industrial security. Developers of other new oil fields on the Arctic shelf will no doubt build on the experience gained in the development of the Prirazlonmoe.